Forage Facts, brought to you by DeltAg.
On the north plot on our place here in Mississippi, we've had that plot really for the last several years. We've grown oats. We've seeded oats and clover together, and then the clover in the spring of the year is usually 6 or 7 inches tall and really pretty under the oats. When the oats mature, we cut the head out of the oats usually the latter part of May or June so that we can proliferate the clover. Well, this past summer we looked at it. We took a small part of that plot, which is right in front of the stand, and we bush hogged it, we dished it, and we chiseled it. We opened it up, left it to try to bank some moisture for this winter. We came back really last week and really got to scratching our heads, and we realized that our clover's not as good as we thought it was. It's not as thick as we thought it was. The nut grass absolutely has taken over. We came in July when we did the disking and the chiseling. We also, at that time, put out the post and the plant pile. And we did a good job of cleaning it up except for nut grass and Bermuda grass. So we looked at it and we made a decision to try to salvage the situation. We went in, we ran the bush hog, we ran it as low as we could, lower than we normally would, because we wanted to chop that up as fine as we could, turn around and disc the ground. Well, we did all of that and we got to looking at it on the back edge and on the corner. We had some clover that looked a good bit better. Frankly, the nut grass wasn't as thick, and we said, well, maybe we can salvage this clover. So what we did, we got a hold of the weed wiper. We put our glyphosate with plant power and water in the weed wiper, and we ran it, and I feel like we're going to be able to come back in a couple of weeks and see that we got really good control of the nut grass. The plan there is, if all of that works, we get rid of some of this nut grass, we're going to be able to come back in with plant power, kick that clover in the booty, and try to get our clover back going again in the area where we think it's salvageable. The other thing that we did on the north plot is we overseed brassica in that back corner because we knew that the oats were going to be a little thin anyway. The neat thing about that is we're through with the planting. So we took these real fine seeds with a little bitty hand seeder, and Chuck went in and he seeded it right over the top of the ground, and I think it's going to be fine. But it's going to be fine because we had, there again, a well-prepared seed bed, so I don't think we'll have an issue with it. But so I think we're going to have brassica in one corner, oats and clover in the middle on the newly planted part, where we did everything that we don't like to do. We actually dished, we cut in our residue, and we planted all in the same day, but we also stepped up our nitrogen. Normally behind that much clover, I wouldn't even put out nitrogen. Well, I know that residue is going to use nitrogen in the composting process, so we went ahead and put our nitrogen fertilizer out because we were cutting it in the same day, cutting our residue in the same day we were planting. North plot's going to be a pretty cool plot this year, and I think there'll be plenty of deer in it.